Well, hello and welcome. Today I'm leading you through a beautiful, what I feel is a really beautiful 30-minute-ish yin practice. And this is a beautiful one to do on this long weekend. It's a long weekend here in Australia right now. So a nice sequence to do at any time through your weekend. So the areas of the body that we'll be working through today. First, spend a little bit of time through the lines of fire across the upper body and into the upper back, and then a little bit of the inner seams of the legs. So to begin the practice, we'll start on our backs just to begin. You need a couple of blocks and a bolster, and maybe a little scout every now and again, I think. All right, so let's begin. We'll start on our backs. So let's just take these first few moments of our time together to land. To land and to ground into the bones of the body. And then the sensation of the body lying here on the floor, on your mat. And in the space that you've chosen to practice in today. And then ever so gently and easily begin to bring awareness to your breathing. Just noticing the breath and the movement of the breath in the body as this breath comes in. And then as this breath goes out. And the quiet joy and the simplicity of just that. This breath coming in and this breath going out. Take that next breath in, just start to draw your knees in towards your chest. And there might be a little rock from side to side. Maybe a little circling of the knees in one direction. And then a little circle and rock of the knees in the other. And we'll just invite in and call in just a wee little bit of movement into the body. So placing the feet flat to the mat. Take your arms out wide or whatever feels comfortable for you. And then slow motion, start to tuck the tail under and peel the hips on up into a little bridge. Arms reach back behind you now, and then slow exhale breath as you lower down. Bend the elbows, relax the back body as you land. And then go again. Little tuck under the tail, peel the hips on up, hips lift high. And then exhale breath as you lower back down. So good. Little tuck under the tail, peel the body on up, breath in. And then exhale breath as you lower down. Just 2 more rounds here. The tail tucks under, spine peels up, breath in. And then exhale breath as you lower down. And then a drawing back in again of the knees to the chest. We'll take a little twist. Just drop your legs over to the right side. So nothing too fancy, too crazy here. Just opening up the left arm to the side. And this left arm might hover off the floor for a little bit, and that's okay. But where you really want to see your upper back go is flat back down towards the floor. But of course, if that's not working, you can always just tuck bolster or a cushion up underneath behind that left arm. And there's just a few moments there. Smooth, steady breath. Feeling the stretch from the palm of your left hand to your forearm, elbow, front of the shoulder. Awareness right into the socket where the shoulder connects, that upper arm bone connects into the socket. Feel it. The collarbones, the skin across your chest. As you breathe in and out, feel this opening into the left side ribs. Space between the ribs. Slow motion, just start to bring your left arm back in towards your body and then roll completely onto your right side. Maybe making a little pillow with your right upper arm. And then your left arm will reach out towards me and then float the arm up and over like a little crocodile jaw. And then draw the hand back towards your chest and sweep back over towards me. And then reach the arm up and over and back. So you're just getting a little bit of movement there, a little gentle floss. Bring the hand back across the chest and then towards me. Last time, sweeps up and over. A little hold there. Big breath into the left side body. And then soften, lean in for the breath out. Slow motion, bring your knees back through center. A little wash just to balance it out. And then we'll move on over to the left. So sometimes it can be nice to lift the hips up over to the left side of your mat. Take the legs up on over and then right arm stretches out to the side. And then same awareness. Palm of your right hand. Right wrist. Forearm. Elbow. Upper arm. Front of your right shoulder. Awareness a little deeper, right where the upper arm bone connects, sits, rests inside the arm socket. skin across the chest and the collarbone. Ribs. Space between the ribs. Breath moving sweetly and deeply in your body. Taking one more full round of breath here. And then just gently bringing that right arm back in towards your body. Reaching it over to your left, maybe making a pillow with your left elbow. And just taking that little crocodile opening, a little bit of movement. Hand comes back to chest, slides across, and you reach. And then back over. 2 more times. Hand to chest, slide and reach. And then up. And then come back onto your back, draw the knees on in, a little rock and roll from side to side. And then hands come behind your legs, a little yangi, roll on up. Sweep on around. And then coming to a shape called melting heart. And so how I like to set this up is with a couple of blocks. So you'll have your blocks and they can do one or two things. You can either have them resting under your hands and you slide them slightly forward, but the key thing is you want the hips to be over the knees. So you slide the blocks forward and then let the forehead drop down. It's quite a stretch through the front of the shoulder, plus a little compression at the back. So this is one variation. The next variation is one block just resting under the forehead. So that might feel nice if the forehead doesn't quite get to the mat. Or there's no block at all and it's just the arms reaching long and the forehead resting down. So where you'll feel this stretch and this shape is in between. There's a little bit of a squeeze and compression in between the shoulders. There's definitely a stretch through the back of the shoulder and the front. And there's a little bit of sensation, I would have to say, in that little space between the bottom ribs and the belly. But there's a little drawing in of the tummy muscles here too. I don't want to load up too much into that lower back. So there's a little lift up through the belly. Just take a few more rounds of breath here. Not here for too long, just enough. Your last couple of breaths in. As you take those last few breaths, just bring a little bit of energy back into your arms. Sit the hips back down into child's pose. And you might choose to just bring the hands in front, bring them closer together from being broad through the shoulders, or maybe even take the hands all the way back into your child's pose. Back towards your toes. Yeah, that actually feels nice. Go there. And then there's this little rounding. This is not little, but it's actually quite something. This is substantial rounding of the upper back. This softening of the forehead. And this beautiful inner knowing of being in what I like to call a little seed. Just your last couple of breaths in. And when you're ready to come on out, press the hands to the mat. Press a little bit of energy into your upper back, into your arms, and come up to seat and just take a pause. Let a little bit of that just wash its magic through your body. When you're ready, we'll come onto our seat and come into one of my favorite shapes, butterfly. And if you're really tight in your hips and feeling a little bit tight, sure, you can place the bolster underneath your knees and then focus more on the stretch through your upper back. So that's where I'm going to go today. So I'm going to have the bolster underneath my knees and then sink on forward. If you didn't wish to have the bolster underneath your knees, you could just go sand without the bolster and still do this beautiful forward fold over towards your feet. I'm going to place a block in between my ankles, and then that's somewhere for my head to rest or to work toward. There's a beautiful stretch through your upper back. Let the forehead again anchor on down. And then just a little easy stretch for the back line of your body here. Settle on into that rhythm of your breath again. Rise and fall of the belly and the ribs as the breath comes in, and this softening and awareness as the breath goes out. To take your last couple of breaths there. And slow motion. Start to unfurl. Take a couple of breaths just there. Nice. And then the block will just come to the side. Bolster will sweep on around and we'll come into supported butterfly, back bend over the bolster. And so what I'm going to use, I'm going to just quickly grab a cushion for my blanket. And so to support the legs here, this is a pretty thin blanket, but it'll do the job. I'm going to roll that blanket, all the messy ends, in amongst itself. Oh, it feels so good. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty amazing. You know? I think, that's what this will do. You're going to roll that, make a little roll so it's fairly tight. And then hook that underneath your ankles so it gives your hips a bit of support when we come into that recliner. And then I'm going to use my block behind me to support my head. And then laying on down, and you can tuck in on under there. And then come and lay on back over that bolster. Oh, you're going to lift up. When you lay down into this shape, you want to ensure that your head is just, the forehead, is slightly higher than your chin. So yes, so here we go. We lie on back. Oh, so good. A beautiful counter pose. Lovely back bend over the bolster. Now, of course, if your bolster is too plump, as some of them can be, a cushion, a good old 40 by 40 centimeter cushion is a beautiful option as well. Ah, there's the last little adjustments there, so it feels really comfy. Remember to move the props to support your body and to move them in a way that enables you to rest comfortably without being so drawn into the awareness of, oh, I'm not quite comfortable enough. And you want to be able to feel sensation in these shapes, enough that you can breathe in and around and through. So still feeling this, an awareness of stretch and opening. But also this awareness of being okay to be in the shape. And allowing the nervous system to take a little afternoon break. breath be expansive and softening. Rounds of breath. As you take those last couple of breaths, the soles of your feet might land back flat to your mat, your knees might come on up. Maybe there's a little bit of movement through the lower body. And then an easeful roll it up. I like to take my hands behind my legs here to help me up. I'm simply now going to slide that bolster underneath my legs. And then using that blanket that I'd rolled up, I'm going to place that now at that lower rib. Oh, hang on. And then move that out of the way. Oh. Yeah, I'm really going to place it just at my lower back. Oh, that's nice. You know how we all have this natural curve of your lower back? Oh, yeah, that's good. That's where it is. And we come to rest. Maybe there's a little lift up of the rib cage. Almost feels like your ribs are tucking underneath the heart, making a little pillow. Your arms just rest beside your body. And let every fiber of your body call in the feeling and the sensation of rest. The waves of your breath come in and out of your body, smoothing out the edges. Softening the tightness. And allowing this incredible body of yours, this incredible human being that lays here at the end of this practice, it's time to rest. When you feel ready to start to bring yourself back, just slow motion, start to do just that. A little movement will start to make its way back into your body in whatever form feels nourishing and appropriate for you. And a little drawing in of the knees towards the chest when you feel ready. A little hug and a rock from side to side. And just gently roll onto your side. Slowly make your way on up. Oh, the seat. Bring the thumbs to the third eye, to the eyebrow center. And give thanks for this choice that you made to roll out your mat, to gather up your props, and to take time for you. The fingertips towards the lips, for the sweet, gentle words of kindness and calm that you spoke quietly to yourself through this practice. And the hands to the heart for love. May love and kindness always pave the way. Pave the way, this journey back to the self. Namaste.